Now, how cheap is this? We just bought 4 packs of these verbatim inkjet printable CDRs, and they don't even give you a real jewel case with them. They just give you this stupid flimsy paper sleeve. And with these Sonys, you get a nice jewel case, even Memorex. Verbatim, we can't have that, now can we? Never buying those again. Anyways, instead of boring you out with inkjet printable CDRs and how crappy they are, let me show you what you have sitting in front of you. No, it is not a MacBook Pro. Nor is it a first-generation MacBook. It is the original aluminum machine itself. Well, may or not be the original one. The Macintosh Powerbook G4. In all of its aluminum glory and, well, pretty much broken glory, because this stupid hinge simply will not open. There we go. You can see it's kind of a little loose. I'll have to fix that. But there are a number of things that I want to show you with this machine. Oh, that doesn't look too healthy, does it? I'll look into that. The key still works, though, so it's all good. Contrary to popular belief, this and any of Apple's aluminum machines, they're not bare aluminum. If they were bare aluminum, they would corrode on contact. This is actually anodized, and it's very easy to make one of these look like hell. Because once you scratch it, once you wear it off, it can't come back. Well, it's very hard to. And if you want to replace these, it's about $200 from Apple. If they even sell them anymore. You can see mine is starting to wear there, but it's so minuscule I don't even bother with it. These keys is especially bad because these keys are actually just clear plastic, with the aluminum being painted around it, or electroplated, or however they do it. So that's what allows the backlight function to work. Eventually these keys the aluminum will eventually wear right away, and you will basically render the backlight function absolutely useless. There is some, if you can actually see with this camera, there is a little bit of hand salsa on the edge of those keys, but really, not a big deal. And for whatever reason, the keyboard looks like it's sloping up on the camera. At least from looking at the LCD, it does. On this thing here. But it's a 17-inch model. So it is the biggest. It's not portable or anything. It's really not one of the things that you'd like to be carrying around with you everywhere. But, it's definitely still worth it. And my camera's almost out of batteries here, so I'm going to have to plug myself in. Easy, wasn't it? I wanted to show you one other thing, and that was the latch system. If it will open. It doesn't seem to want to. And I'm going to get a light. And this is quite difficult and uncomfortable, so if I really screw up, well, that's the problem with. Anyways, I wanted to show you the little latches here, which is a really revolutionary design. You can see, hopefully, that when you're closing the machine, they flick out like that. And I actually just accidentally closed one. There we go. So like I was saying, they flip out like that, and then when you're pushing the machine up, they will retract. There is actually a magnet inside here that lets that happen. Come on. Inside there, that lets this stuff happen. And that was a really great design back in the day, because these little latches that were up here used to get broken off all the time. So it was a really rapid departure from the day. And, of course, today Apple just offers no magnets. It's all magnet. It's not latched anymore. Unlike a couple of today's other modern computers, like, say, this computer here. But, another thing I wanted to show you was where the Wi-Fi card is. Wi-Fi antennas are located, and that's right here. So, before I get up into the 6-minute mark, I'm going to show you the machine and power it up for you. Now, just so you know, I did need to fix the power brick. It's sitting right there. The adapter that goes in the end there, where that little RC8 boombox style cord is, that adapter's busted. They have a really ridiculous problem with the solder joints, and eventually they break free and they are no longer functional. So I just took the cord off of this power brick, which happens to belong to my Toshiba. It's just a generic replacement for the one that Toshiba lost the first time they shipped my computer back from repair. Cheap bastards. Anyways. So, here it is starting up. It has OS 10.5.8 on it. You can see it's actually getting quite scratched in that corner. Well, quite scratched in general. You can see my billions of web browsers that I installed here. Yes, that's right. I have Netscape installed, so sue me. So, come on. I'll show you the About This Mac. You'll see Mac OS 10.5.8. Once the camera decides it's going to focus, a 1.5 gigahertz PowerPC G4. I believe this particular model of the G4 has it's a 7447A. I can't remember exactly what it was with the revision. But it's also got 2 gigabytes of RAM. And last I knew, an 80 gigabyte Hitachi TravelStar 80 drive. That is not original, let me tell you. Because, well, oops, forgot to click on the drive. The drive had to be replaced. The original failed after sitting in a closet for 2 years. And it was, as well, an 80 gigabyte Hitachi TravelStar. In fact, I'll show you that drive right now. Here is the original drive. This is the Apple OEM drive. See, it's a Hitachi TravelStar 80. 2.5 inch, half height, like every other drive made today. 80 gigabyte, it says it somewhere, yeah. Apple HDD firmware 2004. 80 gigabyte, 2.5 inch AT 9.5 millimeter. That's the cable size, I believe. And let me tell you about replacing the clock battery. It's somewhere around here, I believe. Somewhere on this palm rest here. But you have to get the machine apart and then... Well, I'll actually do a demonstration on how to get to it, because I'm going to replace the battery in this one with a new one, because the battery in this machine is dead. This mouse does not seem to want to behave. But I have Safari 5. Stop that. Okay, let me fix this. Firefox 5, Navigator 9.0.0.6, if that really matters. Camino 2.0, and CMonkey 2.0 as 2.9.14. CMonkey 2.1 will not work on a PowerPC based machine. So the version I have installed now is the last version that you can run. It's a shame that everything is discontinued for the PowerPC, but, you know, you can't fix that. It's a bygone era. So, other than that, there's not much I really need to say, because there isn't really anything installed. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do some updating. See if I have any more updates. Probably not. And as for what I'm going to do for this with this machine, I think I'm just going to keep it as a museum-based machine, because it's really not useful for browsing online. It's really not useful for anything besides the occasional text editing and having as a museum piece. So anyways, thanks for watching. I hope to see you next time. Till then.